Hi YouTube, Engineer for 100. Today's video is going to be the reinforcement of a mount hole on my rear bumper cover. If you look closely at the holes, this part right here is strained. And if you look up a little farther, one has even actually started to crack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce this little narrow portion on the front edge so that it doesn't break out, because part of the required maintenance on these vehicles is removing the rear bumper cover and servicing the intercoolers, spark plugs, coils, turbos, all kinds of different things require that this bumper cover come off more than once. So what I did was I measured the distance from this surface. Let me get this thing to focus. This surface right here, and then if you look closely, there's a lip. Well, the height of that lip is 40 thousandths of an inch. So I went and got a piece of sheet metal cut at 25 thousandths, and I'm going to put a 10 thousandth thickness of bond of adhesive to come up to about 35 thousandths. So there'll still be a small lip, but not much. And I'll show you how I control that bond thickness. And those of you who do different projects on your Porsche yourself might want to really pay attention to the technique, because it applies to other things like coolant fittings and other types of applications. So let's get on over there. I'm going to put a piece of paper on this curved edge here and trace the profile, and then transfer that to my sheet metal. Let's get started. Okay, I got the profile traced on paper, cut out, and now we're going to transfer that shape onto our 25 thousandths thick stainless steel sheet metal. Okay, so now I have connected all of the little spaces where the tape was, and the profile is ready to be taped down to a piece of wood and cut out with a jigsaw. Okay, so here's the pre-fit lineup. We're going to make the red go away. I'm going to drill out those red spots, and then we'll start prepping the surface for bonding. I'll show you guys how to correctly bond prep a surface by roughing it up, and how to clean it correctly, little acetone, no big deal, and then how to control that bond line with, well, I don't have any microspheres, so I'll show you how to use glitter to do the same thing. Here's a Y Smooth X3M competition, but this is going to be the pre-fit. I haven't put any of the adhesive on yet. Just put it on there lightly, loosely, to make sure everything lines up, all the screw holes line up. so that we don't bond it and then end up thinking, oh, we have to try and figure out a way to get that loose. So now I'll take it loose and show you how to correctly prepare a surface for bonding. Now I'm going to lightly sand the surface of the bumper cover itself to remove any loose paint, primer, or loose plastic. When I rough up the metal piece, I sand in a circular pattern so that my scratches create like a cross section. That'll allow the adhesive to grab the metal better. And it's kind of the same concept that we do when we hone the cylinder of an engine block, so that the oil gets trapped in those little scratches and continues to lubricate the rings. Okay, I'm getting ready to mix up the adhesive. Just wanted to show you guys, this is the measure of the size of the glitter. Okay, it's about 8 thousandths. And for a good bond thickness for what I'm doing, I want between 5 and 10 thousandths of an inch thickness. So this glitter will work perfectly. It's not exactly microspheres that are specifically made for that. Couldn't find any microspheres. I looked everywhere. So I'm just going to use glitter in my adhesive to make sure it all doesn't squeeze out once I apply the clamps. Okay, so now all I got to do is mix my adhesive, put about a half a cap full of glitter in there, mix the glitter in, apply it to the surface, and clamp my metal reinforcement strip in place. And then I'll use Q-tips to clean up the squeeze out adhesive, before it completely dries, and just clean up as I go along. So that's what I'll be doing next. Let's get started. Now we'll mix that up, and I'll get you guys set up to watch me apply it to the surface. One other detail about getting a really good bond, besides making the surface rough and making sure the surface is clean, you also want to make sure the surface, the adhesive, and the environment is the correct temperature, which is generally, for most adhesives, between 75 and 80 degrees at least. So that's just another tip. Let's get on with it. As I apply this, I wasn't going to mention this, but I decided to mention it. I'm actually working at a 60-degree temperature in this room on purpose, because the length and size of this surface requires a little bit of extra time to apply the adhesive. And I know from experience that this adhesive, which is JB Weld, it will still cure just fine at a lower temperature. It just takes longer. And I want it to take longer to give me more working time. And over time, the cure will eventually be strong. It'll be just fine. And it's not a critical type of a bond that, if it doesn't hold, something catastrophic is going to happen. It's just a bumper. It's just a bumper cover. And it's just a reinforcement. So you got to kind of take all different little details into account when you make decisions about what you're going to do. And since I'm not really saying anything else, I thought I would add that little bit in there. Now, the size of the glitter that I selected was based on the size of this little lip here, which is 40 thousandths, and the selection of the metal that I'm going to put on there, which is 25 thousandths. So if you add basically 10 thousandths to 25 thousandths, you're going to get 35 thousandths, and this is 40 thousandths. So I know it'll fit. It won't stick up and interfere when I put it on the car. So those are other little details. And then of course I did the pre-fit so that we could actually see that everything lined up. And I didn't show you, but I also tried closing the bonnet or the engine cover. I have closed it to make sure that everything would close okay and everything would fit. So now I'm going to add the metal, and I'm going to start clamping it and cleaning as I go, cleaning up adhesive as I squeeze it out. Look at that. That's nice. So what I want to do is put a clamp on either side of every hole, nice and close. So that's what I'm going to do next. And just put this down on here. And put that in there, cleaning some of that out. I think I can clean that later. Let's get the rest of these clamps on here. That. Very nice. And we're going down nicely below that lip, which is exactly what I wanted. This hole, that. I'll let you guys see it up close. Just gonna kind of work right now. Like there. Put this skin clamp down. There we go. Nice. I can start cleaning up with my little Q-tips here. Okay. Nice. Really want to hurry to get this off right. You just go along with your Q-tip like so. And you make a little fillet, nice clean little fillet. Oh, the adhesive is still soft. And there's a plastic coating on this that will peel off, so any adhesive that's on top of this that doesn't look nice will be removed when I peel off this plastic coating that's on the other side of the metal. The side opposite the side that I'm bonding. So let me just like that. Clean it up. Keep a little fillet all the way around. It looks nice. The alcohol does a really good job of cleaning up messes but not damaging your paint. Easy to clean it up while it's wet. These little detailed edges here, you want to get them while it's soft and wet. All right, bumper cover is all reinstalled. Let's open up the bonnet and take a quick peek at what it looks like. And here we go. Looks really good. I'm really happy with the result, and it's a lot stronger. And when I installed the bumper cover, it's much more rigid and easier for me to line it up. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.